join our heroes aboard their. We join our story at the Narrators Guild, which, due to the recent chain of events, has been left empty, quiet, and under constant guard. With the escape of the Misfits, as well as William, the library has been left an utter mess. Many books have been spewed across the ground, many holes shot in the wall, many many janitors have been swept up into corpse bodies due to William killing many of them during his escape. And in one corner of the library, there is a small hidden section, one that consists of stories that have seemed to have evaded the notice of the narrators in general. And one particular volume, a rather unique one, sits there, a jet black cover, sitting among many other colorful tomes. But suddenly it begins to emit a light, a bright neon light, and the words begin to appear on the spine. Kamigawa. And as we as it begins to glow in the darkness, a figure walks by and notices it on the shelf, and slowly but surely picks it up before placing it onto a table and opening it. And where they would normally find letters or pages, they find instead a simple blank slate-like screen, which suddenly blinks to life, illuminating the person's face. And the face you all see is...
Dun dun dun!
Any guesses?
Yeah, Gideon.
No.
I don't know.
Characters in the story cannot exist in the guild. Except for Misfits. That's the only exception.
I'm going to say that it's, what's his name? The Cinnamon Bunny. Or was it the bunny? I forget what that plushie is that you made in the one story.
Cinna?
Yes.
Floppy.
Maybe it's Wilda.
Yeah, Wilda.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to say it is Cinna because he kind of ended up in limbo after the story he was in kind of got unfinished, and he's just been wandering. He's been wandering around the library, not sure what to do with himself, and you can see that he has a few more patches and rough spots all over him as he opens his books and blinks and says, "Oh, this is quite pretty," he says as he looks around and slowly gets a little closer. Has a little warning on the screen that says, "Please, for your own safety, please make sure you watch this in a well-lit room, far away from the screen with the lights turned on." He blinks and looks around and sees all the lights have been smashed, and there's really nowhere else for him to sit as he watches the book. You know what? I think I'll be fine. As he slowly hits a button on the screen that says play. And what looks like to be a story that is moving begins to show him.
It's a mist book.
Kamigawa. A plane that has always existed in two parts. The spiritual world, the home of Kami, and of demons known as Oni. And, of course, the material world, where the many races of this land call home. There was a time, very long ago, where these two worlds were pitted together in a terrible war, known as the Kami War. The conflict finally did end. Ultimately would end when hold on. The war would finally end when the daughters of the ruler of the mortal realm and the Kami realm joined forces to defeat their fathers and brought peace to the world. Kodai, the daughter of Konda, in the heart of Kamigawa, would reign over the spirit world after her father's defeat, and would merge with the daughter of the emperor, Michiko, who sought to establish a peace with the Kami after the wrongdoings of her father. This brought on a golden age for Kamigawa, one in which science and technology advanced rapidly, rushing in a new era of technological discovery. Machines, machines that walked like men, weapons that glowed with energy, and a method to tap into the very source of Kami's magic itself, enabling those who did not have access to magic before the ability to do so even without merging with Kami. However, as time went on, many began to notice that the material plane and the spiritual plane began to merge as one, and that sooner or later, the two would eventually merge altogether. So steps were taken to try and make this transition as smooth as possible. However, there were those that opposed this change, those who see it as unnatural, and this has led to many old conflicts coming to bear in the land of Kamigawa. In the wake of this industrial revolution, a new city would emerge out of the heart of the once great forest Judikai, the city of Tuwashi, a beautiful city of neon lights, sounds, and technology, basking in the shadow of the great bonsai tree Boshi. Its towers, with many of its great towers rivaling that of the ancient tree that it rests under. And it's in this land that we begin our story, in a quaint little sake house.
Saki house?
Basically, the Japanese equivalent of a tavern.
Ah, okay.
Inside the house, we see 5 individuals, all gathered at the table. Three of these individuals sitting at a table by themselves all appear to be mechanical in nature. These individuals being known as Kikai, the living machines and androids that have become much more common in Kamigawa in recent years. And at the other table sit two other individuals. One, a brown-furred kitsune, wearing with wooden prosthetics on his arm and leg, and the other, what looks like to be a black-furred Neko, sitting at the table as he takes a swig of sake and looks towards the others. The sake house itself looks like it had been long abandoned, with cobwebs here and there, and a few broken chairs in certain areas. And from the looks of it, all of them look slightly damp from rain, as if they're just resting from what was most certainly a terrible chase. As the blackbird Nico finishes his drink, he takes a deep swig and slams his cup on the table with a satisfied sigh. Wow, nothing like a good aged rice wine to take the edge off. As he looks towards the others. Well, I think we might be hiding out here for a little bit, so might as well try and get to know each other. As he looks around the table, I guess I'll start off. My name's Ichiro. What are your names?
Should we roll
Should we
initiative to
roll,
figure out what
initiative?
order we go in?
All right, roll initiative to see who gets to speak first.
All right, let me open my
And
character
Shore, we will
sheet.
And Shore, once I get a feel of your character, we'll introduce you later. All right?
Okay.
Another bunny.
All right. Gideon.
I'm doing it. Oh wow.
Okay. All right. So, Gideon, you're first.
All right. So Gideon finishes his glass, and he kind of like winces a little bit, then sets it down forward. I don't know about you, mate, but personally, I call it Miss Beer. Oh, all the way. Name's Gideon. Most people think I'm a bogan, but I'm telling you, I'm actually a pretty smart bloke. You know, despite my looks.
Ichiro notices you speak with an odd accent and blinks and says, "You don't seem like you're around here. Are you perhaps a planeswalker?"
Well, I mean, hey, more like a plane's fuller. My plane got swallowed up by a black hole, and well, next thing you know, I'm here.
Well, that would definitely explain your mannerisms. He notices as you kind of belched out earlier. Next, he looks over at the pink. Next, he looks over at the one Kikai resembling an otter wearing a pink komodo. And you, my lady?
Well, y'all, my friends call me June, and that's what y'all call me for right now, because I'm in hiding.
Are you really going with a southern accent?
Yes, and you cannot stop me.
All right, I'm rolling it as your voice chip is slightly out of whack. Yes, so you will randomly have to change accents now and then until you get it fixed. That is my ruling here.
She watches too many English cartoons, and she
Those don't exist here. The entire plane is Japan. Like, Ichiro.
You asked me to make a feminine voice, and that's what I came up with.
Yes, a Japanese minimum voice.
This is the cheesy English dub of Kamigawa, so that's what you're getting.
Well, except the problem is that Ichiro is a little bit aware.
Yes. Since I'm the DM and he's my character, he is slightly aware of the fact that things don't quite fit.
Yes, Akane is in disguise. She's in hiding. So right now she's asking you to all call her June.
Right, June. Sorry, but is there something wrong with your voice chip?
What are you talking about, darling?
It's just your voice is never mind. And then he looks over at the fox next to him. What about you, stranger? You look like you have a story to tell.
My name is Shinji Mori. I have been staying in the Boseiju district, mostly keeping low, enjoying nature. But I also have been fighting the corporations. They're corrupt, you know. They've been doing illegal experiments and throwing their victims into the gutter. I was one of them.
Now that's a good Japanese accent.
I was lucky to actually get out with my life. But now I will visit vengeance upon those who wronged me and my brother.
Actually, kind of sound like Master Splinter. Just a little bit.
Ichiro nods and passes you a cup of sake. Well then.
My thanks.
I wish you all the luck. And finally he looks at the other Kikai in the room. The one rabbit-looking one that looks as if he's made out of living origami. And you, I assume that you're a creation of the Soratami, as he says, talking to Io.
I am. I
Andrew,
yeah.
that's your cue.
Yep. Hang on.
You can
you
type
hear
it
me
out
well?
if you want.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you fine.
Yes. My name is A-01 space U5A-G1. But you can call me Aoi Usagi.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. So, I have to admit,
Bless you.
it's quite unusual. Well, I have to admit, it's actually quite unusual to see a Kikai of your design outside of the Shiba Futurists compound.
Saiba.
Is it really? I did not notice.
Well, compared to your fellow Kikai there, as he looks at Gideon and at June, he looks
Yes.
back at Aoi. Well, I don't think it's going to be a good idea for us to go outside for a little while, until things pass. He says as he rubs his arm, where you can see there's a fresh slash mark from the danger you all faced earlier. As he looks at the others and says, "Might as well ride out the storm and get to know each other a little bit."
It sure is coming down.
Yep, you hear as you say that, you hear a lightning strike from outside,
She,
driving home the fact that the weather's pretty nasty out there.
the lightning flashes and you don't see Akane anymore. She's hiding under the table now.
How did we find ourselves in this predicament?
Well, maybe if we, well, why don't we try and tell our stories a little bit? Maybe we can figure that out together. As he looks at everyone in the room and says, "Anyone care to go first?"
I'll do it.
They all look at June.
So basically, I got real sick, and I decided I don't want to infect my family with this really bad sickness. But there wasn't a cure, so they kind of just stuck me into this robot body, and I joined the Tameo clan to help pay that off.
Tameo.
Tameo.
It's Tameo, not tomato.
I didn't say tomato.
You know what? Just let him say it how he wants to say it.
The Tameo clan. The Tameo clan. But the Tameo clan was real jerks. They were like, "You need to kill this lady." And I'm like, "I don't want to kill nobody." So I'm on the run. I'm hiding from the Tameo guild. And that's why I want y'all to just not use my real name for right now.
Ichiro looks at you and says, "Tameo, they're one of the most dangerous. I have to say, they're one of the more dangerous groups of the Reckoners to get on the bad side of."
Oh, I didn't know that when I signed up. I thought it was going to be like a little thieves guild or something.
Well, considering how many Reckoner gangs there are in all of Kamigawa, you really got the bad pull with that one. You soon, suddenly, for those of you who are unaware, the Reckoners are are a large group of criminal gangs that exist on Kamigawa, dating back to well before even the Kami War 1,000 years ago. Since then, they've formed into several smaller groups, each one with their own traditions, membership, and styles. Everyone make a knowledge history check to see how much you know about Clan Tameo in particular.
Oh, that's right. I need to go back into my settings and reactivate the dice because I like the 3D dice. It makes it more fun. It also gives me it also gives me way more control over the actual rules, so it's not as crappy.
I'm surprised none of you had that on before.
I have
Actually.
3D dice turned on. I just don't
I'm
have
not
it.
the biggest fan of it.
I like being able to see my role physically in the world. It makes it feel more immersive.
It's funny because I should technically know more because I was literally a high school student before this started, so technically I should get a second role.
I will say that
No, I would.
hmm?
It's fine. Like June would know a little bit.
Okay.
All right, so Akeem, you know from your time among them that Clan Tamio are a group of reckoners that are all exclusively women. Unlike the other gangs who tend to be very openly violent to others, they tend to use a more subtle touch. Operating out of geisha houses and other places of worldly pleasures, they use their womanly charms to lure in their victims, often robbing them blind, or in some cases even outright killing them. They've been known to be a part of several high profile assassinations, and each and every member is gifted with a mask resembling a kitsune in honor of the kitsune sorceress who was said to be the founder of this particular branch of the Reckoners back during the Kami War. And as far as you know, they have a bounty on your head, what wanted dead or alive.
Which is why I'm in disguise.
Why you're
We just can't see it right now.
You guys can. It's just I'm wearing like a mask.
Hopefully not the Gain mask.
No, not a kitsune mask. It's just like a generic like Oni mask.
Yes. She is currently wearing an Oni mask. Well, that might. Well then, it sounds like the sooner you get out of Tusai, the better. He then looks over at Gideon. So, why don't you tell us more about how you came to be in your current state?
Well, my situation's a little complicated. As you know, I didn't exactly live here at first. Then, sorry, give me a moment. Shortly after I arrived here, yes, I would love to get a cybernetic voice modulator, but I don't have the money for that. Anyways, shortly after I arrived here, I threw my law in with a small group called the Red Dragons. Would have been nice if, things would have worked out. They were the closest thing to home at first. I joined them under the agreement that no one gets hurt. I don't mind a little bit of raiding, a little bit of shooting here and there, but I don't like it when the wrong people don't get shut up. All of a sudden, one day, this small group of futurists, they were completely helpless. Rita just ran one of them down, tried to take the rest of what they had. I began to intervene and, well, shot me. Numerous times, actually. I completely paralyzed my body. I wasn't able to move anymore, and I was kind of just left for dead there. Futurists noticed my moment of bravery back then. They decided to help me. They put me onto this experimental procedure, converted every single cell in my body to techno-organic. Now, I am as I am. I'm kind of hoping to start a new group one of these days. I even made a license for it.
And then he kind of motions to the little symbol on his vest, the gold dragons, as opposed to the red dragons.
Ichiro looks at your vest and then looks back at you and says, "Did you just paint that? You do realize that your symbol is just the red dragon symbol painted gold, right?"
Yep.
Can you say you shoot
Won't
people?
that
Can
get-
I
Isn't
see
that
your
going
gun?
to be a little confusing?
No, I don't think so. In fact, I mostly do this at a spot.
Like, well, that might explain a few things. Things, mainly about how we got into this mess in the first place.
Well, it isn't my fault.
Well, considering that two of you have history with Reckoner gangs, it sort of is slightly. But anyway, he looks over at Oya. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself, Usagi?
The last thing I could remember when I first awoke was I was fully built. My first thoughts was to run. After running, had to live on my own for a few days. After those few days, I found a man who I now call my sensei. Brought me in, took care of me, showed me how things run in this town, and showed me to the ways of performance with the sword. And now
Just so you know, your sensei is actually a kitsune.
Mhm. And now I'm off to discover who I am and what I can find.
Amnesia is a real son of a bitch.
It is not amnesia. It is more self-discovery.
Well, I hope you find what you're looking for. Truth be told, I don't think. I know that many Kikai were once normal people converted, but you're the first one that I've met that's been a pure machine. At least one that doesn't, well, seem robotic.
It is all thanks to my sword.
He sees. Ichiro notices your sword and blinks. I must say, it does look very high tech, even for futurist technology. And before he slowly turns to Shinji and says, "Now, Shinji, was it? Perhaps you, perhaps you, perhaps you could tell us a little bit more about about your grudge against some of the corporations here. I know that many people have their own reasons, but you seem to have a particular hate for it."
Shinji is just looking down at his cup this whole time, and he finally turns to acknowledge Ichigo and begins to tell his story. Many months ago, I was in high school. It was a few months before graduation. I lived with a family. They were cyber futurists. My father and my mother were so proud. They constantly pushed the envelope, working at Blue Core. My brother was a reckoner. Despite his criminal tendencies, I looked up to him. I thought he was the greatest thing that a brother could have. But I knew that he was reckless. Point being, eventually Blue Corps decided that they wanted to have test subjects for a new cyborg project. Well, my parents decided to volunteer me and Takeshi for the project. We weren't the only ones, but we were one of the people chosen for it. Well, it was going fine at first, but Blue Co had been making cuts. The engineers weren't doing their jobs correctly. There was a malfunction. It caused immense amounts of pain in me, and my brother got it worse. He went mad and began murdering people. In whatever bit of energy I could find, I tackled him long enough so that the security could escort him away. They took him to an insane asylum. I was taken home, and the pain did not stop. My implants were crippling me. I begged my parents to get them out, but they told me I was being dramatic. I told them I felt the same psychosis that my brother was going through, that he was eating at me, and they wouldn't do anything. They were too proud. So I told them I was done with them and their cyber-futurist bullshit. I left out the door with whatever I had, and I went to an underground chop shop. I begged them. I gave them whatever I had just to get it out of me before it consumed me or killed me. They finally did, and then they tossed my body into the forest. I guess that was part of their package. They got what little money that they had out of me and decided that I was disposable. Only good for pots. A Tanuki family. A Tanuki family. Okay, go ahead.
Ichiro nodded and said, "Yes, I've heard of these chop shops. Honestly, you're lucky you made it out of there alive."
The Tanuki family found me on the border of the city. They took me back to the district that I mentioned prior. Well, that's the that's the name of the organization. It's called the Boseiju district.
Yeah,
they took me back to Boseiju, and I was nursed to health, though I was missing an eye, an arm, and a leg. They eventually rebuilt the arm and the leg, but the eye was complicated. They're still working on it. The only thing I was left with was a simmering hatred for everything involving cyber, including Blue Corps. So when the Jukai offered to make me a soldier, I gladly accepted. I had a crush which I could turn into a quarterstaff, and the Kami granted me their powers, so that I may be able to do what needs to be done. I don't care about much else. But all the people I've seen in the gutter, all the people who were cheated by these corporations, Blue Corps must fall. Especially for what it did to Takeshi. I cannot forget that, and I cannot forgive it.
Hell yeah, dude, down with the establishment.
Now you understand why I'm so quiet, why it's so awkward for me to sit here where I am.
Ichiro looks at you and nods solemnly. "So you're a naturalist." "No, I know. I've heard stories about people calling the Order of Budokai eco-terrorists, but after hearing a story like that, I guess I can't exactly blame you for your actions."
I won't lie. They cross some serious boundaries sometimes. But they are my family now, more than my old one was.
Well, I can say one thing. Don't let revenge be your only motivating tool. I know that for a fact.
There
He
is.
says as he pours himself another cup of sake.
There are two things that make me happy that I am alive: the beauty of nature and the beauty of a woman in the village.
Oh,
I am not very good with women. I was very sheltered by my parents because of what Takeshi was. They didn't want me to get into trouble, so they never let me really have fun. I was basically a straight A student, and that came with all of the benefits and downsides you'd expect from it. So seeing a woman like that, what can one say without looking like a fool?
like Ichiro pats you on the back and says, "Well, hopefully things will start looking up for you from here."
Maybe.
Ichiro soon looks at all of you and says, "Well then, seeing as how you've all indulged me with your stories, I might as well indulge you with one of mine." He says as he takes a deep breath.
I'll get the popcorn ready.
Honestly, it's been a while since I've gotten to tell this to anyone. Most people tend to shun me because of it, but you're probably wondering why that is. Well, you see, and just then you all hear something. The sound of footsteps outside as Ichiro blinks and suddenly puts down his glass and reaches for his sword. Shit. I think they found us.
Who?
Who is they?
Just then you hear another sound. Sound of creaking from the ceiling above you. As
I'm gonna
Ichiro
draw my gun.
I take out my crutch and elongate it into a quarter staff.
Aoi is going to have his hands on its sword, ready to do anything.
Also, you notice that he's starting to glow a little bit green as he's in a combat stance.
Yes. I know. So give me 1 second while I do this real quick.
Oh man, this is gonna be an encounter?
Yep, they're gonna pop into place. They're gonna probably crash down through the windows.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm
I can
trying
just-
to do this.
I can just imagine that they're breaking through, and then she just goes, "Those open from the outside, you idiots!"
All right, give me 1 second. Just then, as you hear the sound from above suddenly stop, a small ball falls in the middle of the room. As Ichiro yelps, "Jump!"
Bomb!
Everyone, roll a dexterity save.
Alrighty.
I love the roll noise.
It's
Okay,
very...
it didn't show mine on the screen. It showed somebody else's. Oh yeah, it
whoever
showed
rolled-
Akane's.
I think it just
Yeah.
shows whoever rolled last.
That's kind of lame. That like,
Oh
Well-
crap! I closed it.
what?
Hang on.
Eggtail!
I accidentally closed roll 20.
How dare you?
Well, I just came home from work. Okay, cut me some slack.
Now.
You tried dealing with like bargain hungry mothers looking for cheap Easter stuff.
Flower, what's the name of your character again? It's not on your token. Your token just says Flower.
Oh, it's Shinji.
Okay.
I don't know why it didn't change. Oh, that's why.
We all rolled bad.
I rolled good.
All right. Okay. Everyone aside from Akane. As Akane, you managed to jump away just a bit, but the ball drops too fast for everyone else as smoke begins to fill this room. And
God
the
damn
entire
it!
area around the table becomes obscured. And as this is happening, you hear footsteps as several figures drop from the ceiling above.
Jun, what is going on?
There's these ninja dudes!
Chicks, actually.
There's these ninja chicks!
No.
What do you mean, no?
You probably can't see in there.
Chicks.
That's what I said, ninja chicks.
Shicks.
You said shakes.
You said chinks.
Ninja chicks! That's what I said!
Let's see.
Let me guess. Friends of yours?
No. They don't look very
Former
friendly.
friends of yours, then.
Okay, is it the Tomato Guild? The Tomato Clan?
All right, you
No wonder you got kicked out.
You slip on a sake bottle and land on your butt, prone, just for that. Every time you say tomato, that's gonna happen.
I said tomato!
Cameo.
Cameo! It's my
You say
accent.
it like you say it. You keep saying it's tomato, and it drives me crazy.
Is it the Tameo Guild?
Cameo Clan, and yes, but I need to get stats real quick because I am literally pulling this out of my butt.
I have dark vision.
It's smoke, not
Yes,
darkness.
but it's not darkness; it's smoke. It's actually smoke.
Whenever I use the tomato planeswalker and she marks creatures with research tokens or whatever, I would jokingly say she's giving out tomatoes to them to be her research assistants.
So yes, everyone.
Are you guys actually having a battle? Because it's 10 where I am.
Yeah, we're about to.
Yeah.
Okay,
we'll introduce you next game. I'm really sorry, Shore. It's just that I didn't exactly get much time to prep for this.
It's fine.
But how are you enjoying the story so far?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Give me a moment. I'm actually pulling something out of the oven real quick.
Wait, are we rolling
Okay.
initiative?
Yes, that's good so
I
far.
can't click on my tokens, so it won't let me roll initiative normally.
Ah. Okay. Well, okay, then the smoke clears, revealing in the time that you've jumped, about 5 ninja have appeared. All of them brandishing glowing katanas.
Damn, Gideon.
All right. So,
Really? Also, why did it roll to the left side of the screen? I rolled on the right side. That's weird. Whatever.
now then, the way this is going to work is that the ninja, since they got the drop on you, they get a round of surprise. Except for Akin, who managed to make her saving throw. So you
Akane.
Yes, Akane. you get a chance to act before these ninja do.
I see. Well,
So, what are you?
you see, Akane has
Oh.
a secret. And I told Inkale about it. And now we're doing combat, it's time.
She can fart
Well, I
flames
haven't
out of her
drawn
butt.
that yet.
I don't care if I'm revealing it. Because we're in combat.
So, like I said, is it farting flames out of your butt?
No. She flips a little switch on her arm, and she says, Henshin! And she transforms in front of your eyes into a bright pink kitsune lady. And she says, "Be gone, villains, for I am Kitsune Rider Pink! Surrender now or taste justice!"
Oh my lord.
And then suddenly Shinji is like, "What is this, a kid's show? Get off your high horse."
But anyway,
But yes,
that
you
is
get
the
the-
secret. Let's
All right,
see.
so-
What do I want to actually do here? I guess she's going to move closer. And I don't have a lot of, like, hurdy spells.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm just going to cast, I can cast that at level 3. I think I will. Just going to cast Shatter at the nearest enemy, which would be this one.
That is so fun. So much dice. Like, pretty dice all over the table. I wish I could choose the color for my dice.
all right. What are you doing?
I'm casting Shatter at the nearest enemy.
Okay.
You know that does splash damage, right?
And it does extra damage to constructs, which two of your party members are, including you.
You told me that this would be a good spell to have, so I kept it.
Yeah, like when it's not near your teammates.
I'm not aiming it at them.
Yes, but they're within 10 feet, and so are you.
Well, fine.
Wait, I don't think Shatter's centered on yourself, is it?
Let me see. A sound, loud ringing noise. Basically, it goes outward in a circle.
So yeah, I guess I'll cast it like basically in the middle of them, so like right here.
Okay, that works better. You'll catch those 3 in the attack. So
Hey, I just kind of clap my hands together, and everybody hears this explosion sound.
All right, so they all have to make a con save, and I'm going to roll with my d20 in real life just to save, because it's faster, and also because I got the Kamigawa dice with the cards, so I want to use it. And it rolled off the table, of course.
You need a roll pit so you can throw it into the roll pit so it doesn't roll off the table.
I do have a dice tray, and it bounced out of it.
You need a higher dice tray.
Yes,
Maybe
I
get
do.
a dice tower that you drop it down and it slants it sideways.
Yeah. Please don't tell me it disappeared into the dusty abyss that is underneath my computer desk.
Just grab a different dice.
No.
Yeah, but I
It
wanted
was
to
the
use that.
Kamigawa dice.
Oh, come on. Yep. Oh, there it is.
Wait, why are you rolling a physical dice? Use the 20. Use roll 20.
I'm the DM. I can do it if I want to. Be quiet. All right. So these all have to make. You'll have to make con saves. All right. So ninja number 1. There's a 20 that passes. Ninja number 2, 10 that fails, and ninja number 3 also rolls a 10. So 2 of them fail, 1 passes.
Alright, on a failed, they take half as much.
All right, roll 3d8 thunder damage. Oh, and what?
I
and
did.
casting is at level.
I did roll 3d8. It came out as a 20.
You have to roll it on. Oh, right. So
2 of them take 20. One of them, the one that saved, takes 10.
okay, so 2 of them immediately get knocked out from this.
Oh yeah, don't
One
they
takes
take
half
more
as
damage
much.
because they're weak to it, right?
No, they're not constructs. They're
Okay.
organic.
Gotcha.
You would take extra damage from it.
Wait, is it extra damage or disadvantage on the save?
A creature made of inorganic materials such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on the saving throw. A non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried takes the damage if it's in the spell area. So, and constructs are weak against thunder damage. So you managed to knock 2 of them out with that attack because they, and the other one is now at half their health. As the kitsune shriek out in pain before falling on the table unconscious.
That's all I can do on my turn.
All right. So now
Be right
these
back on to
other
the bathroom.
and now these other ones get a round of surprise on everyone else because everyone else failed their dex saves. So the one that survived that attack looks at you and says, "Well, it's the traitor. Kill her first." As she breaks out a shuriken and fires at you. Does a 20 hit? Quill.
Oh, Quill.
Ahem. Quill.
Quill apparently gone.
Yes, it hits. For some reason, my microphone got muted.
All right. So you will take 1d6. You'll take 5 piercing damage as a shuriken hits you in the shoulder. And the other 2 kitsune are going to do the same as well. So does a 15 hit?
No, 15 does not hit.
And does a 19 hit?
Yes, a 19 hits.
All right. So take 9 damage as you're hit with another shuriken in the other shoulder. And now we are going with regular order, we're starting with, of course, the kitsune again.
I get to go twice.
This one is going to go over here and going to slash at. It's going to attack Shinji with a Wazaki. Though I'm guessing a 12 doesn't hit.
My AC is an 18, so that misses.
So you managed to basically block her attack with your wooden arm. This one is going to attack Ichiro. Unfortunately, a 8 doesn't hit, as Ichiro pulls out his blade and blocks the strike. And this one is going to dash over to right here and try and strike Akin with her Wasaki. Keep in mind that all these ninja are female. And she is gonna whiff it with a nat 1. Oh my god. They're better at throwing shuriken than they are at actually hitting people with swords. So now, Akin, is now your turn.
Alrighty. Well, like I said, I don't have a ton of hurt spells, so I'm just gonna turn around and shoot her with my revolver.
All right. Roll the hit.
Whoops, I clicked that twice.
All right.
It was a 19 hit.
Let me check on something real quick. Yes, but since you're fighting at her at point blank range, you take disadvantage. So, unfortunately, that second hit does miss.
All right.
So you try to pull your revolver, but she just manages to dodge it. Unless you have a feat that tells you otherwise, guns within close range shots have disadvantage.
Well, I wish I knew that before.
And I will have proper battle music next time, I promise. Shinji, your turn.
What's with all the dice? Jeez. Okay, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on the target right next to me, so that I get. Let's see, what was it that I get from it? Shoot, hold on. I have to go to. Wait, not yet. Hold on. Disable. What was that? What? Huh? It says
What's
2
wrong?
and 1.
It does that. A lot of times it will do weird stuff like roll 2 dice and you only roll 1.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna. Okay, so the Hunter's Mark is I cast it, so technically I do it twice because I get attacked twice. So I gotta attack twice first, and then roll one more Hunter's Mark. So
I thought it just added a d6 to all of your damage against that target.
I don't think it's automatic. No. Or wait, what's that?
All right.
I guess it does add it. Okay.
All right,
So
you
just
missed. No,
okay.
it doesn't. It just when you do 3D dice, it's a bug where it rolls twice as many dice. The first one missed. The second one hit.
So 3, 1, and I have to roll Hunter's Mark one more time because it was 2 attacks. Wait. I only counted for 1 attack. So technically it's 1, 3. So I only did 4 damage.
Well, actually, re-roll Hunter's Mark because you just click that to show you're casting the spell. So you can re-roll that Hunter's Mark dice.
Okay.
So 7 damage. You count Shinji. You try to counter her first slash attack against you with your quarterstaff, but miss. But then you manage to bring her around and manage to whack her hard in the side, dealing 7 points of bludgeoning damage to this ninja. Io, it is now your turn.
By the way, it's Aoi.
Owie. Right, Owie.
Let's see here. You see Aoi quickly get up, rushing over right here. And quickly pulling out his on here it says longsword, but it's the same as the katana.
Right.
So he's gonna attack once.
Crit!
Roll crit damage.
And then here comes the roll. Not the damn roll. Crit. Unless you want to like double the 4.
Alright. Alright, so
So-
double that, it'll be 12.
Well,
How do you-
typically it would be it rolled a 4, so it would be 8, and then be 10 damage.
Right. Alright, so Aoi, you run up behind this ninja, draw your katana, which seems to break apart momentarily as you swing it, and the blades weave as you slice into the back of this ninja, causing her to shriek out in pain. She is looking very hurt.
He's actually going to do an action surge. Where you at?
Alright, roll again.
Well, he gets to act again, but this time he's going to go to the other one. By doing this, he's going to. I'm pretty sure I can do this. It's a bonus action. Misty Step.
Alright. Okay.
As
Which one are you going to? The one that's attacking Akin or the one attacking Ichigo?
right here. He's gonna like you see him like disappear into mist and come over here, and then does another slash.
Alright. Go ahead.
This one does. Oh wait.
Your
Is, it, is that advantage, by the way? Because it's a flank.
Flanking.
Yes. Alright, I will say it's advantage.
Here comes the second one. One does that
Okay.
hit?
Alright, you appear behind this ninja who seems a bit confused as you try to slash at her, but your sword suddenly malfunctions as the pieces like fly around, completely missing the ninja before reassembling into a blade. And you just both blink at this.
You hear R2D2 noise from the sword.
Alright, now is Ichiro's turn. Ichiro, taking advantage of the moment of confusion, looks at the ninja before him and unsheathes his katana. And slashes into her. Fortunately, that is enough. Fortunately, that is just enough for him. That is just enough for him to hit her, and he gets a second attack. Aoi, you watch as this ninja kitsune looks ready to strike back before she suddenly goes still and drops to the ground. Ichiro having just cut her down from behind. And she is dead. There are now 2 ninja left.
I appreciate that you were able to pick up my slap.
You both did a great job.
Gideon, it is now your turn.
Alright, give me just a moment. I'm checking some here. Okay, so upon seeing Akin over here getting attacked, Gideon's gonna immediately draw out his shotgun and go, "Alright, back away from the Shayla." And let's see here.
Okay,
How far is she at the moment?
Inktail, it's
Yes?
Akane. I will stop calling them the Tomato Guild if you stop calling my character Akin.
5. All right, he's going to move to here and going to shoot at her.
All right, roll 'em.
All right.
That'll hit. You just let loose a blast. You let loose a loud blast that shakes some of the pottery on the table as it blows into the skitsune. And she is holding her chest, which is now bleeding.
All right, and he's going to continue forward as he flips the gun in his hand and then fires a second time while walking towards her.
All right, can you attack twice?
Yes,
All right,
I'm a
roll 'em.
battlesmith.
Okay, roll 'em. All right,
think I'm
you
good.
get you get a little closer and fire up another shot as she just looks at you at the barrel before her head just comes off.
Oh, jeez.
You all right, little lady?
What? You shot that very close.
I
to her
said, "Oh,
ear.
you all right, little lady?"
I'm doing fine. What are you doing shooting that so close to my head?
Oh, well, you know,
I mean, great
just-
shot.
I mean, it's a shotgun. Does more damage the closer you are.
I almost
Doesn't exactly
broke
have
character
rifle
for a
range.
second there.
And I'm gonna see if I have any bonus actions that I can do.
I promise you that once this battle is over, all will be explained.
That's also an action. Okay, I guess I'm done for this turn.
Jeez.
All right. Okay. At this point, the last ninja, seeing her sisters having been so easily felled, is starting to realize this might be a lost cause. She suddenly pulls out of her pocket a smoke bomb and prepares to throw it down.
Can I get a reaction to stop her from doing that?
Make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can react in time.
Dice roll noises. Woo!
And you manage to beat her, and you grab her hand as she's about to try and throw the smoke bomb.
Okay.
She looks at you and says, "Unhand me."
Or what?
or else you'll bring the entire wrath of Tamio upon you.
We already have the wrath of Tamio upon us. I really don't care.
She suddenly attempts. At this point, she attempts to hit you. She attempts to hit you with an unarmed strike,
Okay.
and she rolled a nat 20.
Oh.
Probably bonks me right on the nose.
Basically, what happens is, all right. So 2d4 plus 3. She basically takes her hand and she slaps you hard on the face, so hard that it leaves a scorching red mark on your cheek, and
He
a
lets
few claw
out-
marks.
He lets out a fox-like whimper when he gets hit like that.
And she pushes you back 5 feet. But unfortunately, that takes up her entire action. So Akane,
Akane.
it is now your turn.
I will It's the last guy. I'm going to try to get some information out of these people, so I'm going to cast this spell.
The two of them on the table aren't dead. They're just unconscious.
I know. I'm still going to cast Fast Friends. They must throw a wisdom saving roll, and if they fail, they must perform any task or services in a friendly manner to the best of their ability.
Well, seeing as how you've tried to kill her, I'm gonna say that she gets advantage on this.
That is fair.
So
I have to outroll a 16.
Unfortunately, she saves.
Okay, and she does realize what happened, so...
She senses the magic and glares at you and says, "Your tricks will not save you, traitor."
And I will use as end of my turn, I will use a bonus action to plop down Bardic Inspiration on Sinji since they're going next. Basically, they can roll an extra 1d6 on their next whatever roll.
All right.
Oh, and since she's injured, I just realized I can also use another ability that I have called Colossus Slayer.
You can
What's
do
that?
it, Shinji! And you feel empowered.
Okay, so I'm kind of busting out all the stops here. So first, I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
And use that on her, which is a 1d8. So, wait, is it one of my abilities on my bar? No, it's not. Okay, so I think I have to actually cast Zephyr Strike. I don't think I can just, let me see. Shoot. Yep, there it is. Oh, no, it doesn't actually count. I have to actually,
That just
roll
tells
it.
us what it is. You have to roll it, yeah.
Okay, you give yourself advantage on one weapon attack roll on your turn. So I have to add that on top of everything that I'm doing. Okay, so that's how that works. So Zephyr Strike is...
Well, this cancels out your Hunter's Mark since it's a concentration spell.
Yep. Wait, really?
Yeah, you can't have two concentration spells.
Oh, screw that. Zephyr Strike is useless then. Because I could do more damage than Hunter's Mark. Never mind, I'm not going to cast that then. So, let's see. Hit once. And then one more time.
That's not necessary. Like, okay, so, quick question. Do you intend for this attack to be lethal or non-lethal?
Even though he's kind of particularly mad about the slap on the face, he's just going to basically strike her across the face, haymaker style, with the quarterstaff and knock her out.
Okay. So you basically knock her the frick out, and she is down, and we are officially out of combat.
So, we are in a public place. We just got into a fight, and we stick out like sore thumbs. We should probably get going.
Akane's superhero disguise fades away. That was real fun, y'all.
Ichiro looks at her and just says, "Okay, I have questions about that later."
So what do you reckon we do with the ones on the ground there?
Pick one of them up. Preferably the ones that aren't dead.
Well, there are 3 that are still alive, just unconscious.
Yeah,
Okay.
we only need one of them.
We'll make it quick. We attracted attention.
Alright, Gideon kind of flips his gun again and then presses it to the head of the closest one. Alright, on 3.
Ichiro pulls out his sword and prepares, to slash at the other one.
Alright, so are we just all going to roll damage here, or is this just an insta-kill?
Insta-kill.
Alright, 1, 2, 3. And he pulls the trigger.
Ichiro comes slashing down and beheads the other one. So now there's only one alive.
You are very lucky. That my vengeance is reserved for very special people.
No, I
Are you
love
gonna
this
try-
thing. It sure as hell pulp real good.
He grabs her by the hair and holds her head up, slapping her. I think we are even now. Except that we need to know.
Ichiro looks at you and says, I don't think she's gonna be waking up anytime soon. You kinda hit her for a doozy, as you notice the very large lump on her one head.
Anything to tie up with?
Ichiro looks around. Roll an investigation check to see if you can find anything.
Shoot. Oh, yeah, I have hemp and rope on me.
Okay, so Shinji, you start tying up this kitsune. Well, Gideon, while you're looking around, you notice over here in this one side room, if it will do it, yeah. You notice something about this wall here.
Gonna make my way over there.
As you get closer to the door, you notice that there's a small. It looks like seams of a panel on this wall.
I'm gonna move it aside.
As you do, you hear a small click as a secret door opens up before you, leading into a hidden room. Apparently, when this house once a prominent sake house, also served as a backdoor den for criminal activity. And you finally see and you seem to have found a way out.
And what do you know? Hi, mate. I think I found us way out of here.
A secret exit?
You are probably the strongest one here. Hurry back and grab her.
Ichiro,
Well, I'm only strong a few times a day. When I got Trent. No, that's actually a fact of Gideon. He can only be super strong a set number of times throughout the day.
Okay, you know what? Fine. I'll try it.
No, don't worry.
roll a strength check.
Who?
Right.
You.
Me? Okay, alright. Strength save, I guess is what you said.
Strength check. Just straight strength.
Oh, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Shoot. There's no way to cancel it once you get it going is the problem. Alright, fine. I'll do strength this time. Really?
I'll let you keep the first roll. You managed to pick her up with no problem.
Ugh. It is much harder to do when you have a wooden arm. Let's go.
Oh, let's get out of here.
As you all hurry to this back room, you can hear a commotion from the outside, as there sounds like someone is trying to break down the door.
The Imperials are here.
No, it's not Imperials, but you do hear a loud smash and a large thudding noise. As you are heading out the door, you all look back and see a very large, imposing figure. The very large, imposing figure resembling a kitsune, one that is wearing a mask similar to these ninja you just fought, and is carrying a very, very, very large spiked club. And she looks around at her dead sisters before looking at the trail of blood leading straight for your secret door.
Oh, god damn it! Hurry! Go, go, go!
And that is where we will leave this scene for the time being. But there are still many unanswered questions that you no doubt have. What exactly were these individuals hiding from? How did they find themselves in this sake house? And And how do all their stories coincide with one another? That is a question that will be answered next time. But as we leave the scene, from above the city on a skyscraper, we see another masked individual, another of the a member of the Sorotami clan, one whose body seems to be covered in colorful inks and is wearing a mask that had clearly been painted, watching the scene below. But that's a story for another day.
She's covered in inktails?
Oh, God.
You're in timeout when we start the next session.
Yes.
No!
Back, and in case you weren't wondering, that's my introduction for, like, Shore's character. Once we've actually developed Shore's character and I've had a chance to draw him and make him a proper token. But, anyway, back in
Wait,
the narrator's...
You draw those? You're very good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'd like to give my games a more personal touch, so I try to draw everyone's tokens. But anyway,
Back to Cinna.
Cinna has been watching this all this time in the dark library when all of a sudden he hears a loud noise from the corner. He turns and sees several janitor guards coming this way, and he goes, "Oh shit!" As he quickly grabs his new book and makes a run for it into one of the abandoned narrator booths and waiting for the flashlight to pass. As he pokes his head out and looks around, he suddenly notices he's not alone and sees several sneakers in the room with him. "Oh, hey there. I don't suppose I could hang out here for a while." But he notices something unusual about these sneakers. The fact that they tend to be a little darker and rounder, and they all have pointy teeth and red
Oh
eyes.
no!
Oh no.
The Zazel snooshes.
The snooshes.
They all look at him and grin evilly as one of them suddenly locks the door, and Cinna looks around and says,
Oh, Bulbo.
"I don't suppose any of you like pie, do you?" And that is where we will leave our poor little narrator for the time being.
Oh, he's dead.
Alright, so once again, I'm sorry it wasn't as detailed as I did with Ravnica, but like I said, I didn't expect to be working 8 days straight, but I just wanted to get this game off the ground for the most part, and give us a chance to intro. And sure, I promise I will get your character all set up and ready to go next time.
But next week is probably going to be more Misfits, yeah, because you probably still need to write more of this story.
Yes. Yeah, I'm still not quite sure what direction the story is, which is why I'm going to try and get more info out of Shore for his backstory, and then I'll try to find a way to tie everyone's together. But I wanted to at least get one combat encounter just so you can get your feet wet in. But hey, thank you so much for running this game with me, and I hope you look forward to more of Kamigawa in the future.
And we level up from that.
No.
No, that was the first fight. You are not leveling up from that. You know the rule: 3 sessions, and then you level up.
I really need to configure some of my spells. I have like 1 or 2 damaging spells, and then all my other ones are like, you like me. You have to tell the truth. You have to do this other thing.
My entire thing is, I carry a boomstick, and I can shoot up close if I feel like it.
Yes.
The majority of my spells are actually utility spells for helping us.
Yes, like artificers are support, so that usually means a lot of utility spells.
I can actually heal all of our tech players.
Oh,
With
mending?
Yes, with
Yes.
mending.
So that's an advantage.
Also, imagine a kind of Mirrorverse D&D where you start at level 20 and occasionally you level down.
Oh wow.
Oh,
See you next time.